everybody, welcome to Jojo's Corner. Today I'm going to be reviewing the fourth book in the Adventures of Odyssey Passages series. It's written by Paul McCusker, and this one is titled Glennall's Betrayal. It's true, James's eyes had never been blue and green back in Odyssey like they are when he's magically transported to a country called Morris, nor did he have the strange ability to foretell the future when he and his new friend Glennall clasp hands. It's clear James and Glennall come from two different worlds, yet their lives are inextricably intertwined. Together they're kidnapped and sold as slaves, toiling in the same miserable prison camp. Each had been abandoned, one through the death of his parents, the other left for dead by insanely jealous older brothers. Yet Glennall refuses to be bitter. He believes the Unseen One has brought them together for a higher purpose, a purpose they discover to be so sweeping that they are needed to save not just a country, but the entire known world. So why, with such supernatural powers, is James powerless to escape and return to his familiar world of Odyssey? Glennall's Betrayal is loosely based on the biblical story of Joseph and his brothers. I have to say that this book, of all the books that I've read so far in this series, this one is my absolute favorite. I'm going to tell you three things that I really enjoyed about this particular title. Number one, I loved the characters James and Glennall. James is sort of a skeptic when it comes to believing in the Unseen One and believing in the things that the Unseen One can do in your life and faith in him. But life has sort of dealt James a lot of hard blows, and he is just the doubter, the skeptic. Glennall is more the believing one. In a way, he seems almost naive or gullible, but I think that the book portrays him mostly as having a childlike faith, which is really a good thing. I love how these characters play off of each other. They can both be in the same situation, but see it through two different pairs of eyes, and it's cool to see how they will respond to what's happening or what's going on with them at any particular time. I like how the characters develop over time and change as the story goes on. You see Glennall sort of become more of a man and mature more and have more responsibilities and sort of grow out of his annoying little brother type ways. James changes as well. He begins to realize that God is working in his life and that there's a purpose for him being in Morris. Just because he's been through a lot of things in his life doesn't mean that God has somehow turned a blind eye to him. So I really liked seeing the character change and develop in the story. The second thing that I really liked was, even though it is loosely based on the story of Joseph and his brothers, the story is very different. It keeps your attention, it keeps you captivated of what's going to happen next. I really liked this retelling in this particular way, in this setting. It's very interesting, and I love the story of forgiveness and, working through all the family drama and issues of this story. The third thing that I really liked about Glennall's Betrayal is the fact that as we're getting further into the series, we're beginning to see the side story in this series develop. And that is finding out who is the author of the manuscripts. We find out a little bit more information in this book, and so that side of the series is beginning to come to a head, and I'm excited to see the outcome, the mystery of who is the author. Is Morris a real place? And I feel like the series is just coming together in preparation for the end, and I'm really excited to see how it ends. I hope you guys will check it out. It's a really good book. I'm enjoying the series. If you like to read retelling Bible stories, this is a really good series to check out, and Glennall's Betrayal is a good retelling of the story of Joseph and his brothers. So from Jojo's Corner, happy reading.